wrap around the circle like this. So.
What?
Pondra, you would be over here.
So just to
No,
cover
'cause he's
again
group
real quick.
1
this
with
is,
us. You'd be, or no, he's group 2. So yeah.
He's group 2, which is also he's been going group 1 this whole time, and I've been adjusting for him, and I'm like, we need to fix that.
He needs to. He's trying to get the high score on the Book of Shame.
So my understanding
all right,
was
we have
that
it established.
my understanding was that the tanks had to be in between the two parties.
Starting crystallized time.
Right? They have to be offset. They're not just in front of each wave.
Why is he trying to cut him off? It has to be tank, then one party, and then tank, then the rest of the party. But
yeah. So just fanning out with them taking the first of each hit wouldn't work.
I mean, it depends on the configuration.
Yeah, no, the way the Reeve was saying it wouldn't have worked.
No, both ways work
without them offsetting.
Because it's unlike Shiva, like E8 does. You're getting hit from two sides that are orthogonal to each other.
Yes.
They're not across from each other.
Yes.
So it really doesn't matter how it's set up, in the sense that you just need one tank in front on each side, and one party needs to be to the right or to the left of the other party. That's all you need.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. The way he was describing it with us just equidistant, though, wouldn't have worked.
The
groups
easiest
can't
way to
be
think
on the
about
same
it
side of
is
the marker.
think of two separate wild charges that are telegraphing one direction and another direction. So basically, Larry's taking the first wild charge, and then that's solved. And then if Pondo's taking the first and the next wild charge, that gets solved. Over. That's it.
No, that's not it, though. It's not just the first hit. It's the first and the fifth hit are both wild charged.
There's no fifth hit. There's no fifth hit.
Yeah, that's only E8s.
Are you sure?
I'm 110% sure.
There is no like 4th, 5th hit. It's just the first hit and then the next 3.
Marvel Rivals fun.
I mean,
I
assumed that was
the reason that this is coming from the guy who has like seen it so many times. I've seen all the damage variations. It's not like the same as Savage.
Okay, I guess the guide's just wrong about it then.
Well, it's the problem is it is the 5th hit, but it's the 5th hit because of the way you're positioning. It's not because it's the 5th hit. It's because the tank is the 5th in line.
I'm just like, if there was no 5th hit, then the tanks could be fanned out in the diagram, for instance. But if they're not, they're trying to be in between the parties still, like you did in E8. Like, the tanks are trying to be the first hit for each group.
If I'm going to get this, if I'm taking the second wild charge fates, I need 4 people in front of me from the direction of the first wild charge. That's all I need to do, and then I need to be, of course, I need to be 5th in line because we can't move. We're
that's what I'm
into our position.
So that's what I didn't understand. Then is the person with the debuff, I guess, has to have 4 people in front of them.
I have to have 4 people to eat the first debuff, and then I need to be 5th in line in terms of where the second wild charge.
You don't have to be 5th in line.
Yeah,
you
right.
have to be behind.
Don't have to be.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's what I wasn't understanding. I'm sorry for the confusion.
It's all right.
I was trying to confuse.
Yeah, it's so delicate, like knowing when to buff and when to nerf. I'm kind of the opinion that unless something's like
so
egregious,
which one do we want to do then for the lineup?
The circles.
Circles.
You
Boobo.
You don't nerf until like between seasons.
I'll be basically north-south, I think, and you'll be east-west.
So we're just sitting on the edge of the boob here.
As long as you're inside, you're fine. You just don't want to be on the outside of it.
This is north, and I am northeast. That's how
okay, and I'll go northwest.
Yeah, like Larry, every time I look at it, I just look outward, like on diagonal towards the Ninja Star, and I think left. That's how I think.
It's group 1 left, group 2 right.
2 right. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, because I just literally look at like if I'm going absolutely directly through the marker.
I don't know. It's correlated to how like bad the balancing is, right? If there's like, if it's really bad, then yeah, you probably should nerf. But For the most part, I just
Starting crystallized
take
time.
like
You get
certain
to be the nipple plunger.
characters being like OP or not OP is like a flavor of the season, you know?
Man, once we get in there, those
And it's just it's
nipples are gonna be some different sizes.
I don't know, I have long been of the opinion that
It's freaky.
it is good to not have a perfectly balanced game, but like there's definitely a limit to it, right? Let's see which way I'm supposed to go. I think south. Four.
Open 4.
24, and I'm dead. There is
One
no
person shall die
Spirit
for my
Taker.
transgression.
Who's it gonna be?
Thought patterns are
It's gonna be a
nice.
tank.
Need to figure out how to spread around that rock.
Oh no, he lived.
I mean,
Starting
we see-
crystallized time.
But it killed no one else.
I don't know how important their seasons are though, too. It's in how like
memorize sim.
you're like locked into a
specific
main,
bullshit.
you know?
Yeah.
Mostly just,
Just
the
like
hotkey
top.
for sprint.
Mm.
It feels bad if you're like knocked off of a character like mid-season.
One.
Gonna be a 1.
Don't hit the crystal when we spread.
Take me.
Wait, let's see one.
Wait, why you did Pondo?
Walk into the next way.
Ah, that'll do.
It's a NetEase thing? Oh.
I'm alive!
Ooh.
Your sacrifices.
Starting
appreciated.
crystallized time.
It seems like people are crazy about it, which kind of surprised. I felt like the game came out of nowhere. I don't know if it, like, I was just insulated to, like, the marketing on it, which I probably
The
was.
X's are gonna be way less
That delay
dangerous
with the
out of
cast
sim.
is so fucking
Or
The X's are way more
if it just, like, picked up a lot of
obvious
steam
when
after
they're about to
release
go
because
off.
people liked it, like, word of mouth shit.
real fight.
Wow, that's really slow in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I mean just like if you're simming it, like why give it that much delay?
Is it south, I think?
Made it.
Oh, crap.
Let's
Oh,
get 1.
game.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at the
okay.
CT now.
3 damage down gamers.
Oh god. Oh god.
No, like the
Move,
thing
take off
showed
the
up
ice skates.
behind me and killed me, like the exoflare.
Yeah, I wonder. So there's no
Then we put a
bans
Sakuchi
until
into someone.
Mm,
high elo? Is that normal?
Starting crystallized time.
I feel like outside of the lowest competitive
You
bracket, you
ice
should probably have bans
showing up
like
behind you.
pretty early
Like that.
on. Like doesn't League always have bans? Is there any elo in League where there
They really
aren't
should add
bans?
elevator music to the sim.
Yeah.
Like maybe in some like iron equivalent type shit, but and I guess I don't know what diamond correlate. I hear diamond, I assume that's like nearly one of the highest tiers. Ooh. Two?
Grabbing a 2.
Ooh.
not sure what it was thinking there.
Spirit Taker.
Come on.
Tim, if I'm 2 ticks from the
Yeah,
ninja
that's
star,
what it.
I'm
I
safe for
started
sure.
hearing about it like after it came out,
You
like a
should
That-
lot,
rock.
That I don't
which makes me
know,
think that it's like
because
big word of
it's
mouth. Like
mostly
people played it and they're like, "Wait, this is
I don't know
badass."
why I just took more damage there.
That's like cool when that
On the
happens.
diagrams, it has somebody like
Starting
between 2 and 3
crystallized time.
ticks on the ninja stars. So
I just
It's
died
funny
to the
because it makes me think
That's
like
true or not.
people
Were we
people are
missing anything?
starved for like a hero shooter that doesn't suck ass with like Blizzard
it was like someone
at the helm.
from the first group or something.
Like I definitely like kind of groan when
Dead causes that.
when I see like NetEase or some like kind of semi-notorious Chinese company at the helm, because it's going to get like MTX to hell. But I feel like those games are usually like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I need to practice ice movement more.
There
I always
is
mix up
three.
item on.
Peace.
I think there's two, yeah.
What a wonderful man.
I don't know if the arrow moved or what. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Dad, I don't know, maybe the puddles was kind of far away, but like whenever it's far puddle and dodging the
grabbing the fourth one.
Blizzard just cannot make like, a good game.
Yeah, it's a sprint situation for sure.
I
Starting crystallized
that,
time.
Lou was gonna get mine because he was ahead of me, but he actually waited. What a lovely man.
Water I'm at 3.
Three.
Missing one man. This look good. Other than that, somebody in group 1's gonna die.
Close. We're missing one. Going into rewind.
Starting crystallized time.
Almost clean. I feel like those games are super easy to pick up and play. Well, at least when they're fresh.
No.
The problem I have with those games and like most competitive type games is that like
that was weird.
If you don't get into them early, it feels like it's impossible to get in. Like the player base gets so good so quickly, and like having to learn those games from nothing, even if they're like an FPS, which is like very much like, you know, point gun shoot, it still feels like you're so behind the curve. That's why I can't get into those games too much. I've got like performance like fear, where like I don't want to be I don't want to expose other people to my learning, you know. It's probably like a deranged thing, but it feels bad to be behind the curve. Yeah, and like once the community gets toxic, it's over.
That was useful for me. Listen.
Like I think League would be
very.
I think I would really enjoy League of Legends.
As it is, it was useful.
But there's no fucking way I can start playing League of Legends like 15 years late, you know?
It shows that in the slides, but
it's like, yeah, sure, there would certainly be people worse than me, right? But like, it's such a mountain to climb. I don't know. But you see people do it all the time too, right? You see streamers, they just like pick it up, never played it before, and they start playing, and it's like, it's fine. It's mostly like an on-me thing, like a performance anxiety. That's kind of cringe of me, but what can you do? I think that's why people... I think that's a large part of the reason why people play ARPGs so much. Because ARPG is like the game that's like almost skill agnostic. We're like all the people too afraid to actually like put their put their skill on the line against other people they hide in the ARPG genre. I'm one of them. That's a fair point, though. That's a really good point, is that if you're a Marvel game, you're always, if you're any superhero game, you're always gonna have, like, an audience of very young people that you can just, like, square up on and beat the shit out of, right? And that's kind of unique to them. Like, Overwatch is very, like, well, maybe not overtly marketed at kids. Like, it's something that, like, you know, they get, like, very cartoony characters and, you know, blah blah blah. It's like, I can see kids being, like, interested in Overwatch and wanting to play it, but not to the level of, like, a Marvel shit, right? Like, every kid is into superheroes and they're gonna want to play that shit and they're gonna be dog shit at it, so you've got this entire low end of their ranking that's gonna be, like, padded out by, like, actual children, so you can just, like, totally fucking blast them.
Turned into me.
Who did it? I don't know what happened. I gotta check later. Fall of Faith. Checking logs. Yeah, that's good info though. First pull doesn't reset. Even if you even if you stop mid-raid.
I'm the only one fit to protect her.
Gotta be like at least a 12-hour cooldown or something.
You're no match for me.
Dude, I've never thought about that before. That's actually, like, insane tech for your game, is to, like, market to children, so you can, like, pad out your low elo with just, like, literal children, kids who can't, like, hold a controller. Interesting.
Light flame.
Yeah, go on, get. I guess PvE MMOs, like, there might as well be, like, the same kind of performance anxiety shit in these games, but I think you have a better idea of where everybody's at, right? And there's, like, a fixed upper limit on how good any one player is. Like, being the literal rank 1 of anything doesn't actually matter, you just have to be, like, good enough.
A feeble shield protects nothing.
Unless you're doing, like, world first shit, that's, like, a different thing, though.
How about you?
Whoa.
Only I can protect her.
I went too far down. Yep.
Burnt Strike. A rarity. Dude, I like the sim because this feels like a fresh raid day.
I'm the only one fit to protect her.
If we don't get back to crystallized time today, though, I'll be a little disappointed.
You're no match for me. Come, show me your strength.
Is it red? They always run away to do some shit, and I never know what's happening. I don't know. I remember playing, like, the beta of Overwatch, and being like, oh my god, this is the game to end all games. Like, this is it. This is like, we finally reached peak game. Ooh. And then, like, it came out. I probably played, like, 12 hours of it, and I was like, I don't need to play this anymore. And I have no idea why. Like, I can't point at anything that was like, oh, this is why it wasn't as fun. Or, like, any balance changes, or, like, game objective type shit. It was just, like, less fun for reasons that I have no idea. Maybe it was, I think it could just be because, like, the player base was so much larger that it, like, it wasn't like you were playing with people you knew anymore. You're just playing with, like, people who might as well be, like, NPC bots, right? And that exposure to, like, the core public demographic, like, made the game less fun. Like, I could see that, but I don't know if that's true or not. Like, there's just something about it that was like, this is a chore. Playing with these animals.
Only I can protect her.
Fools! You would stoke the fires of conflict.
I don't even know that it's Overwatch's problem. I think a lot of those games, though, that, like, once the player base gets, like, sufficiently advanced, they just stop being fun. And that's probably just a symptom that, like, players don't like losing. And, like, once you work out all of, like, the balance kinks and you get people in, like, highly match-made, like, lobbies, it's not fun to play a game where you only, like, win 50% of the time, I think. It's, like, the permanent problem of PvP games. Like, the best player in the game is gonna have, like, a 55% win rate. And you'll only get more than that if you're, like, just totally fucking noob stomping. Which the game, like, actively tries to prevent from happening. Oh no. It's really hard to make PvP games fun for everybody. Which is, I guess, why it comes back to, like, if you have children players, I think children are more, like, happy to just get their fucking asses beat by good players. Without quitting. Truly, children were the answer all along.
Darkness be gone.
How do you ensure a steady supply of noobs into your game? So I don't necessarily think, like, not having skill-based matchmaking is the answer. But then again, like, I had a ton of fucking fun.
I believe I have to wait for the Protean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Darkness be gone.
Like, playing, like, Halo and shit. Where, like, those lobbies are just, like, totally fucking free-for-alls. I don't know.
I'll get him up.
It's weird.
Still you resist. Then we shall unleash the light.
I think the game I played the most PvP in, if you want to call it that, is like Guitar Hero.
I was like, man, I'm gonna get clipped, but if I move, I'm gonna probably hit the fucking wall. 'Cause the last couple of times,
I would queue up the ranked Guitar Hero and Rock Band matches like all the for like an entire day. I'd do it like 12 hours a day. I was in high school. That shit was fun. Because it was just like you were playing yourself, and it's like, just, are you better than the other person? Like, the score was like totally like secondary. It was just playing on your own, but another person was there too.
My power surges. Green, are you alright? I am, thanks to you, Gaia. Oh, Metron.
Other than that, I don't know. I played fighting games a lot
I am Logriff, servant of Zodiac.
with other people.
I shall restore the power of darkness.
But like,
to its
the
dark.
MMO style, like, duel shit? No, never been about it.
Present, future, infinite
I'm trying to think about like what the
possibilities condensed
difference
into a
between those
single
formats is. South. Very rare south for me. Here, first bait. Jesus Christ, man. Did I hit this? There's no fucking way. Shouldn't have done that.
Succumb to the darkness.
Somebody made a sound. I don't like when people make sounds. Oh,
Illumination.
I was wondering where the fake was. Now it makes sense. You didn't notice that.
Oh no.
dude, I heard somebody made a sound. I literally said out loud, I was like, somebody made a sound. I don't like when I hear sounds.
Went over there. Double damage down.
Ouch. Haven't had one of those in a while. DC Phase 3 Apocalypse. Frog, nope.
Need to have a talk with my internet one of these days too. Been having that little short hitch issue for a while now.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get right on fixing that. Oh, your internet's not working?
I mean,
just find another ISP, buddy.
No, they're a small company, so I actually can abandon them if I wanted to. I could go back to AT&T or some shit.
Lucky you.
Yeah. but I have a little bit more faith in their customer service than most. From the reviews, they seem to be on top of things mostly. I just haven't really bothered them yet about it because the brand spanking new in this area. So I figured, oh, you know, they're brand new. Maybe it's just something they'll fix up in a few months of this now.
I don't think that ever happens.
It's not very often each day that I run into an issue, but you know, once or twice a night.
What am I
it's still
mitting
really
the rest of
annoying.
this fight? Battle, crystallized time. Grasa the Mornifa. I'm never gonna fucking remember that. Is it really that much time?